Hello, everybody. Welcome to our greeting video from the Environmental Education Laboratory. My name is Associate Professor Gregory Trencher. I'm sitting here beside my colleague, Senior Lecturer Roger Bowers. And we're going to also introduce our laboratory activities today, also in place of Associate Professor Asadi, who's not here beside us. So let's quickly begin. So there's three of us, and I think it would be fair to say that each of us has our own specific interests and research topics. But generally speaking, we all approaching environmental and sustainability problems from diverse perspectives. We all have an interest, especially, I guess, in solutions to tackle these problems that can involve education, but it can also involve policy and governance. So myself, I focus especially on energy policy and also governance mechanisms that can accelerate the development and diffusion of solutions that can help overcome sustainability and energy problems. So more specifically speaking, I'm doing research related to energy policy, for example, renewable energy. So policies that can accelerate the diffusion of this technology, but also the governance of established polluting technologies, for example, coal-fired electricity. How do we accelerate the phase out of this technology? I also do research related to the diffusion of next generation sustainable transport, especially battery electric vehicles and fuel cell vehicles. And I'm also interested in smart cities and governance of urban and tackling urban challenges. My colleague, Professor Asadi, she's interested especially in waste issues and resource governance. So a lot of her research is very much focused on communities in particular, areas. There's a big immersion in geography and local contexts, whereas my research is more focused often at the kind of the national level. So there's a lot of resource sort of circulation activities, and a nice thing about my colleague Asadi Sensei's research is that she also has very strong collaborations with companies and with local governments. I'm now going to invite my colleague Roger Bowers, Sensei, to please present his research.
Great, thank you very much. So my own research and that of my student evolves around the issue or the connection between social change, societal change, and education, learning and teaching. Here in particular in the three areas of climate change education, disaster preparedness, and sustainable lifestyle. So these are the three main pillars of my own work and that of my students. A few examples, what we are currently working on is, for example, climate change education and the role of place and everydayness, so to speak, in climate change education. So if we teach and learn about climate change in a way that is strongly connected to our own everyday lives and our own neighborhood, our idea is that this might have a stronger impact on us and we are more willing to change certain behaviors. Another area, that of disaster preparedness, work in this area evolves around two issues really. One is disaster preparedness in society. And here we're looking at aspects of gender and traditional knowledge and cultural elements, how they all shape disaster preparedness. And the other one is more related to education. That means here in particular, teacher education. So those teachers who are responsible for disaster preparedness in school, how do we train them? And how has it been done here in Japan, but also how has it been done in other countries around the world? And what will be some sort of best practice scenario? Last but not least, sustainable lifestyles. Here I'm looking in particular into social practice theory and the role of emotions and how these are steering our everyday behavior. Okay, let's just move on to the next section.
Sure. So let's quickly talk about internships. So internships are a very important part of education and research at Kyoto University in our program. And students are expected to engage in an internship that would, if I'm not mistaken, go for about 3 months.
Right.
Yes, and the idea is that students can use this as for many objectives. One of them can be to collect data for their dissertation. Another one, obviously, that's important is to develop their career and sort of, gain practical first-hand skills. And because of this, students would be encouraged to sort of, choose, maybe research institutes, choose, for example, corporations, government institutes that would maybe, help build their career and their professional sort of attractiveness for when they go and apply for a job after graduation. Students in the past have been very lucky when funding has been available and when international travel was possible. A few students have been to some exciting, areas around the world. Right now, we're sort of, encouraging students to use online options and also working within Japan, because there are some fantastic internship opportunities within Japan.
Right. But of course, it's not all about studying and working hard. It's also about enjoying ourselves a little bit. So beside all the work-focused issues happening here at our laboratory, we also, have some fun and do a few social gatherings, meeting for dinner, outings where we visit environmental education related NGOs, for example. We organize symposia and other environmental relevant events throughout the year, just to enjoy ourselves a little bit. And we pride ourselves here at the Environmental Education Laboratory to provide our students something like an alternative family. So it's more than just work together, and it's actually just also enjoying life together.
So thank you very much. We hope to maybe receive your applications, and we would also be pleased to receive emails in response to any questions you might have. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.